Namaste to all. Today is a very, very sacred day, and you will all remember this day as to even more celebrative in 2025 and throughout your life, because we have a very, very special guest to us, and not just guest, even the host is very special. And many of the people would not be aware to this person who is wearing maroon. And there will be crores of people who know this person who is to my left in the screen. So what are these two women doing here? You will understand in some time. So to introduce myself, this is Dr. Meera Sudheer. I am an Ayurveda doctor, and I am in Chennai, and I practice here Ayurveda, pure Ayurveda, Shastric Ayurveda, since I got my bachelor's and master's. And Yukta Mookhey, what introduction shall I give? And this is a dream true for me. People who belong to the 20th century, how did you all sign up? Do you remember? In 1999 and 2000, the year 2000 itself, we marked by celebrating that an Indian woman, again, she became the Miss World. She represented India and she took the country to great heights. So it is 25 years since Yukta won her award, won her the pageant. And what is she doing here in this small YouTube channel, which has not crossed even 500 subscribers? And this WhatsApp channel, which has not crossed even 400 subscribers. And Dr. Mira, who gets 10 likes. Why is she sitting here? She has accepted to be the ambassador for a very, very genuine humanitarian, not-for-profit job, which we do in Chennai, which is in the outskirts of Chennai in Chengalpattu, which we'll be discussing very soon. So Yukta, we all we thought you will come in a very stylish Western fashion, and here we are looking at you wearing a sari and bindi and a half Guruji here. So tell me about tell me what do you feel about this occasion?
Dr. Meera, first of all, I want to offer my pranams to you, to all the siddhas, to all the rishis, to all our gurus, and to our entire parampara of Bharatiya knowledge systems. Because of that wisdom, we are sitting here today. And I'm so honored to be doing this with you today on this very, very extremely auspicious month of Kartik. We were just discussing before we started recording, it's a Pushya Nakshatra. So Tuesday is a Mangal Vasana. Okay. And for me, the journey has been very special because since I've met you, I've realized that my own commitment to Ayurveda and my own understanding of Ayurveda has deepened. The way of looking at Ayurveda is definitely not the typical how it comes across into the social media. Take this one medicine or take this one thing. It's a holistic lifestyle. It's a dincharya and it's a complete science in itself, which we are hoping through the medium of this YouTube channel today and onwards to redefine the whole living systems for Bharatiyas, not only in India, but across all over the world as well. So that's our humble effort.
Viewers, you all know Yukta, that she has done lots of humanitarian work. But did this woman study something is one thing, right? Because she was always there in films and TVs. Does she have the level to even understand Ayurveda? Could be one question which you all have. Let me read out what Yukta has been doing since 25 years. On 5th December 1999, with the blessings of her guru, she had the honor of bringing glory to India and she won the Miss World crown. She's a deeply spiritual person. And as a mother, she has been initiated into ancient wisdom and fine arts and classical music along with Siddha Yoga. People, be little patient because there are too many paras which I have to read out. It is fair honest that we go through her. She is a trained Waldorf educational specialist in early childhood and remedial education for children with learning difficulties and food allergies. And she has a foundation in RIE, Respectful Infant Education, by Madga Gerber and Somatic Intelligence and Craniosacral Therapy. She is an environmentalist an alumni of Ecological Society of Pune, working along with many institutes and NGO in Pune and Mumbai towards water conservation and protection of farmers on their agricultural land as per natural traditions. She's a lifestyle coach for sustainability in chemical-free living and earth-friendly practices. I'm not done. She's a Reiki master, a moon mother trained to give womb blessings. Wonderful. Womb healings and mentoring for, say, you've come on Pushya Nakshatram. Pushyanaga Churnam is Ayurvedic, which we give for conception. It is all destiny's game. Yeah. And mentoring for professional women to live in rhythm with their menstrual cycles. She understands womb wisdoms and are connected to the lunar movements, and she practices as per Indian scriptures. She practices batch, flower, and sound healing therapy. She is certified professional prenatal and perinatal birth psychologist trained by APPA, founding member of Prenatal Alliance, and it's an international organization. She promotes natural birthing as a doula trained for supporting women. There are two more paras. She's an Ayurveda diploma holder. She studied Ayurveda for women's and children's health, and she is completed training for specializing in Garbha Vidya and Samskar. She's a golden period educator by Omnio Future, an educational body run by Sanatan Life Academy and postpartum care as per Ayurveda. Now I'm breathless. Last para, but not the least. See, I have the Miss World here. Okay, so you all have to be patient. It's not fair that I cannot cut across her to me. Okay, she's actively working as a champion for cause of transformation of the complete education system based on scientific benefits of Sanskrit chanting mantras and Vedic curriculum, methods of imparting knowledge of the sacred scriptures, which is now proved in quantum science by the particle wave theory. And she also channels her focus as a single mother for her son to be Atma Nirbhar on all levels of Indic or Bharatiya knowledge systems and in service of Mother Earth through Go Seva and Go Mata Puja. Now, did you all ever imagine that Yukta Mookhey Miss World? In our thumbnail, we had a crown and she has got so much of credentials. And we are so humbled to have your Yukta with us. And
I have the great honor of introducing Dr. Meera Sudheer, who I've met about 3 to 4 years ago. And at that time, I didn't know that I had almost told the universe in a soft whisper, and our hearts met and we spoke the same language. And little did we know that after a few years, we'll be doing this beautiful journey together.
Thankfully, we were married and they had kids and we both didn't belong to the opposite genders. Yeah, let's carry on. Let's carry on.
Dr. Meera Sudheer belongs to a Vaidya family and is also married into an Ayurveda Vaidya family documented for 8 generations. She, along with her husband, Dr. Sudheer, and his dad, Dr. Ayyappan Kariyar, are the founders of Sreehareeyam Ayurveda, one of the very few Ayurveda doctors who did telemedicine for COVID and documented in scientific journals. They served more than 25,000 villagers in and around Uttiramerur in 2019 with Ayurveda immunity boosting herbs following the center's COVID preventive protocol. Well documented by the Tamil daily Dinamalar during and after COVID. Their work was appreciated by the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Thiru Raviji, at Raj Bhavan on December 14, 2023 at a historical event of felicitation for 33 Ayush doctors. Avid analyzer of Tamil and Sanskrit scriptures, she held position of lecturer Sri Jayendra Saraswati Ayurveda College in Chennai. She is also privileged elected director at IMP Corps, the first Ayush cooperative of India. She is freelance Ayurveda researcher and consultant at departments in IIT. She is the trustee at Gnanavarshini Trust and the founder of a Neo-Pangeal Center for Traditional Medicine. It is my absolute delight to call her my ma.
Oh my God.
When Dr. Meera speaks, when you speak Dr. Meera, I feel not only the bhakti of Mira is coming through for Krishna, that love that we have for our Bhagavan, but also Saraswati is speaking through you. So thank you again for all your dedication, for all your continuing the family lineage and for serving humanity. Thank you so much.
Okay, Yukta, what was your dream for India and Ayurveda since these 25 years? Can you give us a short note?
Dr. Meera, for me, I felt that Ayurveda is really the foundation of Ayurveda lies in the dinacharya. Yes, we can go into the Rasa Shastra, we can go into the, the medical aspects of it. And as we already discussed, Garbha Vidya and the Garbha Sanskar is part of it for children's health also, for women's betterment. But mainly it is about creating such a foundational pillar of discipline in eating and sleeping and rhythm according to the seasons that allows our mind to become so stable, then that facilitates our spiritual sadhana. So for me, the vision is, let all the farmers of India be producing as per the seasons. Let us recreate those festivals and those foods which our grandmothers have cooked. Let us conserve those indigenous seeds which are no longer in our daily circulation. And let us bring back those things where families are sitting together on a banana leaf and eating on the floor, praying to Annapurna Devi, saying the mantras and thanking each and every grain. It is being offered first to the cow. It is being offered to the ancestors. It is being offered to the other living beings. And partaking in it together, where that unitedness comes in our thinking process, so that we rise together and we stand united in our service to Bharat Mata.
It's so humble and it's so pure, Yukta. Thank you so much, Yukta ji. You shared your ideas and dreams of what the exquisite world, the unique world which you are dreaming of. And I'm very sure we as Indians and throughout across the world, we will put our sincere efforts. And we are very happy to also share with you all that Gnanavarshini Trust and Neopangeal Center for Traditional Medicine, of which we are the founders, we are already working towards this dream. And Gnanavarshini Trust and Neopangeal Center are basically trusts to foster researchers. We want to establish a proper research center for Ayurveda, where we do researches on what are the Sapta Dhatus, what are the three doshas, what are the Panchamahabhutas, what are the Shadrasas, what are the Viryas, what are the Vipakas. Even before that, what is the Vata, Pitta and Kapha, what are the gunas which have been told. And we've been working with IIT, VIT and other researchers. And we find lots of gaps which can be very, very easily filled. And while not blaming the government for all the drawbacks, because while understanding that India is a huge nation with a maximum population, and it's not so easy to, even if you have a genuine Bharatiya dream, we have a long, long way to go in doing such researches. Because I would like to share that Ayurveda, Ayush system has been given around 3,900 crores, while modern Western medicine has been given around 88,000 crores in their budget. So this disparity, we believe, is because of the delay in understanding as to what is even Ayurveda. After independence, there has been almost 50 years of delay, right? So, and there are many reasons. We'll be analyzing those. So let us not put the blame on what we've been going through. And let us put whatever efforts we can sincerely for realizing this dream of setting up proper researchers in Ayurveda, and to foster research and to continue our village services. Gnanavarshini Trust shall work, and in creating awareness of healthy living through Ayush, which is inclusive of Western medical system. You must, the viewers and Yukta ji, you all must understand that our Gnanavarshini Trust or Dr. Meera or NPCTM is not against Western medicine or allopathy, and it shall always encourage integrative practices when and where necessary, and not be blindfolded by just theoretical talks. So we need genuine researchers in Ayurveda and genuine researchers in integration whenever and wherever necessary. So this is our aims and the dreams of Gnanavarshini Trust and NPCTM. So a few questions to Yukta, now that you're an ambassador of Gnanavarshini Trust and NPCTM. The simple ceremony, the ceremony which we can have, it is on Dhanateras today. Although we speak on Pushya Nakshatram, and this episode is going to be telecasted on Dhanateras, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So questions to Yukta. So what do you know about Lord Dhanvantari? Today is Dhanvantari, the day of telecast is Dhanateras. Do you have any idea of who Lord Dhanvantari is?
Definitely, ma. He is He's our Adi Vaidya, as we call him, Adi Vaidya Vidmahe,
Okay.
Tat Purushaya. He's not, for me, he's not a mythological figure. For me, he's a real living, breathing, as we are saying, Adi Vaidya, who's set the tone for how the herbs and how the biodiversity of Mother Earth has to be included, involved, and engaged with, not just for research and medicine, but also for our spiritual progress, for our mental peace, for some people, as you are going to share with us, are also able to take herbs and acquire some siddhis, but we are not running behind siddhis. Our focus is mainly to be able to bring back all those wisdoms which inherently have been passed down to us from our ancestors. And our humble effort and our prayer is that this goes on to the next generations, because otherwise this Vidya will, not only be either misused and misinterpreted, there's a huge risk of it, but also it could be lost to certain generations. So
Yes.
The endeavor is that Dhanvantari Devata should be present in everybody's life on a daily basis.
Yes.
Of course, we know he's Vishnu Avatar and he's appeared from the Samudra Manthan. We'll get into that in some time.
So how do you worship Dhanvantari? Do you worship him regularly? And how long have you been worshipping Dhanvantari?
Bhagwan Dhanvantari last 7-8 years more actively, Dr. Meera. But with a definite sankalpa I'll do when I chant. Sometimes I'll bring that sankalpa into the Vishnu Sahasranam. So either I'll invoke that, please give your blessings and please give your graces. If some family member is not well, or if somebody is seeking some kind of a medical relief and they are not able to find that solution, so maybe sending that sankalpa prayer for a third person, a friend or a known person, well wishing for them. And generally also keeping that this blessing and grace of Dhanvantari Devata should come on everybody, especially, as I was saying, the younger generation who are not growing up according to the Gurukul methods. So earlier in the Gurukula, children were going, they were living their dincharya according to that the rhythm of the day. They're waking up before sunrise and sleeping before it's too late. But today with digital technology, everything has changed.
So the Miss World sits and prays before Dhanvantari and does not seek an Ayurveda or an allopathy doctor when your family people are ill? Do you seek a doctor?
Yeah, we do seek a doctor. I prefer always to do first a home remedy, rest the body, and of course then reach out to the Ayurveda doctor.
You don't seek allopathy?
I don't seek allopathy. My family is full of allopathy doctors, so I've grown up with allopathy doctors around me.
So you need not seek. You have free advice.
Already there.
Yeah.
But my heartfelt prayer would be for the younger generation, as I said, to really spend at least a couple of years living in nature, studying under a Vaidya, understanding which are the herbs, recognizing the plants, how to do a Nadi Pariksha. These are the basic things that they should know about, and invoke the Lord Dhanvantari's grace and blessings so that they can recognize what is the ailment. Just to put it into Tridosha, Triguna is not enough. Or just to understand the concepts of Ayurveda is not enough. But really to understand what is the ailment, that is the soul, why the soul has brought this ailment into their Janma Patrika, Jyotisha as we say. And what is it that the soul also needs to transcend? What is it that the lessons that they need to learn? So then we can go into Prakruti and Vikruti. Okay. What is it that they have to be careful about? And sometimes I'll charge water. I'll take a little cup of water and chant the Vishnu Sahasranam after invoking Dhanvantari Devata and say, please give all your blessings into this, and then give that water for drinking to whoever is unwell in the house, or we can just take it. Even if we are well also, we can take it to continue being well.
So you do the sankalpa, you consecrate the water and then give it you give it to your friends and family or your child, right?
Mainly to my child and, either to my parents, Amma and Appa.
Yeah. So you all believe in consecration of water with mantras. Yeah.
With mantras, yes. Definitely there is a very, very deep hidden power inside the mantras, which, gets unlocked with the correct pronunciation, with the correct chandas, but more so with the correct sankalpa.
That's really interesting as to what Miss World does. That she's been praying to Dhanvantari since 7-8 years. Why didn't you pray even since young age. You were introduced only now.
Yes, yes, Dr. Meera. This has come to me very late in life, even though I was following Ayurveda as a dincharya for almost 30 years when going to my Sri Guru's ashram. Whenever we used to go and stay or go for offering seva, it will be the same dincharya that is recommended as per Ayurveda. So the practices were in place, but the understanding has come much later.
Okay.
That self-effort to go deeper into it and to understand what is it really. Is it just Vata Pitta Kapha is not Ayurveda.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Yukta, for sharing
Thank you,
the
Doctor.
knowledge about Dhanvantari. Yeah.
Doctor, I would like to ask you, how is it that you are able to explain to a let's say even to a Western mind who's very logical, because that's what everybody is breaking it down into today. They want knowledge systems to come to them very fast. They don't want to go into the churning process of taking a sutra or a shloka and studying it with contemplation, which is really the way that any abhyasa should be done, is through manana and chintan. So the process of being able to sit in silence and allowing that wisdom to be unlocked by itself is can only come with the Guru's grace. Since you have studied Ayurveda and you come from a lineage of Vaidyas, if you had to explain it in simple terms and through your own personal experience, how would you describe your bhava and your understanding of Dhanvantari Devata?
Extremely difficult. Extremely difficult.
Yes.
Like, see, to whatever religion you may belong to, may you be a Muslim or Christian, for us, we know a little better about Hinduism. The Krishna Bhava, do you realize it so soon? Right? When you were young, we used to play with that Lord Krishna as a doll. You used to have him as a friend. And to experience him as a friend and a guide, it takes so many long years, right? And to experience Rama, in Vishnu Sahasranama, you have his Kavacham, right? Sannadha Kavachi Kadgi, Chapapada, he comes and protects you. To experience him, it takes so long, right? Similarly, is experiencing Dhanvantari. Just because you get an Upanayana towards Dhanvantari, just because you learn BAMS or BSMS, or even and being an allopathic doctor, you will not realize him so soon. It takes a long time. And for that matter, that is one reason why this Murti himself is not so very popular, because the whole country is in Bhakti Bhava with Krishna and Rama. How will they forget all those Bhavas? And of course, we all believe that they are all the same protectors, right? Vishnu in different Bhavas. So when there is Krishna's, Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu is there, why should say they go to a Dhanvantari? But this is where Indians are doing a grave mistake, okay, which we'll discuss in the next episodes to come. Because in Bhagavata Purana, there very clearly, when there is an issue of illness, the Devas go and meet Vishnu Bhagavan, who has the name of Ajita, and he is guided to a Rupam called Dhanvantari, and from whom you have to take Amrita Kalash and get rid of your diseases. He gives a proper prescription. Hinduism very clearly gives a proper prescription for your illness. Okay? Don't they know that the same Vyasa who wrote about Krishna, who wrote about all the avatars, innumerable avatars of Vishnu, couldn't he have just told that follow Krishna and you get rid of you will get all the best prescriptions? Krishna gives you the jnana, right? He speaks of yoga very beautifully in Gita. But for a physical prescription, for what herb you have to take, for that Vyasa Bhagavan is very, very clear, and he has pointed the finger only to Lord Dhanvantari. And we in our Bhakti Bhava have forgotten who is Dhanvantari, and that is one huge mistake which I will tell Yukta, which as a practicing Vaidya, I am not at all happy with the attitude of practicing Hindus, that you just have forgotten this concept, the scientific concept. Just leave the avatar and all this. You've just, because when the Samudra Mantana happens, it is a long process and you get distracted. You think the Mahalakshmi who comes out of it, we have the Mahalakshmi Puja now after Deepavali, and you start off Mahalakshmi to get well, you forget everything else, right? Then you have Naraka Chaturthi, you speak of the glories of Lord Krishna in killing his own son. the Asura who came out of his own son, and you forget. And there are so many incidents which keep overlapping during this Samudra Mantana, and they tell that the Samudra Mantana itself is a repetitive process which happens during lots of yugas, again and again and again. The rebirth keeps again. So there are so many incidents across these 365 days, across the 60 years in your Panchanga, that you forget who to approach for what purpose, right? Thankfully, COVID came. COVID came, otherwise the science would have gone to dust. Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, homeopathy and naturopathy. Of course, homeopathy is not Indian, it is German, but we have adopted this science, right? We've adopted Unani also for that matter, right? We Indians are very, very clear. We know to call ourselves Indian wherever we want. We know to call ourselves Bharatiya wherever we want. We know to call ourselves Sanatani or even Dravida, right? Shankaracharya calls himself as Dravida Shishu. So wherever we want, whichever is useful for the best of the community, we shall accept all those nomenclatures. So why am I telling this is I'm very, very disappointed by the way with which we approach Lord Dhanvantari itself. Okay. So there are not many temples, but the Vaidyas have been very, very sincerely practicing this Lord Dhanvantari, and across India, when we see after the YouTube's popularity only, we come across lots of Vaidyas and their internal practices. Otherwise, we wouldn't have even been introduced to such practicing Vaidyas, such authentic Vaidyas who have Lord Dhanvantari in their home and they do puja. And on Dhanateras, on the 13th day, there are Vaidyas who do Dhanvantari yagas, who do Dhanvantari homam, and they do Shishyopaniyam in colleges. Shishyopaniyam is done on this day, and Ayurveda students are initiated into practice of learning during this Dhanateras only. We will discuss about Dhanvantari Avatarana in detail. So there are not many popular temples as you will find with Lord Krishna or Rama or Shakti, because it was only the Vaidyas who did this job. And you think, you go, when you have a headache, you go and get a prescription and that's all. The job of the connectivity with the doctor is done. You don't think that it's a process which you have to do it every day. When you have Lord Krishna and Lord Ram's Murti in your home, it is a responsibility to have Lord Dhanvantari's picture.
Dhanvantari also.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would just call it, because, and again, there's no use of having just Dhanvantari Murti here when you don't do Upasana of it. How do you do Upasana of Dhanvantari? Is it just by telling Om Namo Bhagavate Dhanvantaraya, Vasudevaya, Krishna? No, it is only when you practice Ayurveda. You understand? When you practice, when you propagate, and when you work for the system, of Ayurveda, it is about planting, it is about you growing the plant, and it is about taking care of nature. We have this common complaint from common men. Whenever they meet an Ayurveda doctor, they start fighting. Doctor, what have you done for Ayurveda? The system is so bad because you have not taken care of Ayurveda. It is, the common man generally come, oh doctor, there is no researches in Ayurveda. You very easily put the blame on those pathetic, speechless BAMS doctors alone. What system have we created after independence? Right? What have we created to support this structure in 21st century? Right? So much, as you're a Miss World, Yukta, so much millions of amount is being pushed in the beauty industry and the cosmetic industry.
Absolutely,
and the pharmaceutical industry and also the military. But how much fund is being put for researchers? Now, we are not going to blame the government, right? It comes only when the Purusha awakens, when the country awakens, and India is going towards that, and we have to have that awareness that merely doing Nama Japa of Dhanvantari is not going to help you.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Doctor, thank you for sharing that with us, because as we are saying with the yugas, and as you shared that when we are saying the Samudra Manthana is in every yuga, it is a repeating cycle. The way that people will perceive Dhanvantari Devata in every yuga will also be different, because every yuga has its own challenges, every Manvantara has its own challenges.
Yes.
And whatever those challenges are, like while growing up, we never expected something like COVID will happen and we'll have isolation for so long.
Yeah.
Other than just a physical symptoms or discomforts that people have gone through, it's also a lot of mental isolation and a lot of mental discomfort that people have gone through. So I'm sure that that is a discussion that we would like to expand on the mental aspects also of Ayurveda, the Manasa, and how that truly impacts the other koshas.
Yeah.
Because, we are not just going from Pranamaya kosha towards Manomaya kosha. We are coming from the Anandamaya kosha down towards the Pranamaya kosha. So we'll go deeper into all those things as we proceed in these episodes. But I do want to thank you and offer my congratulations on this auspicious beginning for invoking and speaking so strongly about how people really need to not only just imbibe and apply the wisdom of Dhanvantari Devata, but really, really wake up to the knowledge system and stop calling. For me, it's very insulting when people say this is alternative medicine. How can something which is so ancient and so 5,000, 10,000 years old be alternative medicine, and something which has come only 100 and 200 years old, which is actually a stolen and a distorted method of looking at something, because it has disconnected us from our bodies, it has disconnected us from nature, and it has completely disconnected from spiritual source of, of life itself, of prana. So when we don't worship Surya Devata, when we don't honor Dhanvantari Devata, then we have hard and tough lessons in life coming up for us.
Okay.
Hopefully Bharatiyas will wake up to that, Dr. Meera.
Yeah, we just have 2 minutes and 50 seconds to wind off. Dear viewers, we will have more discussions with Yukta. In the next episode, we'll discuss in detail about Dhanvantari Avatarana. As you put forward, Yukta, the Dhanvantari, the avatar who manifested during the Samudra Mantana, and the Dhanvantari as an avatar, as a Manushya avatar, both are different. Okay, so he's a physical Vaidya who had written a text, but that Dhanvantari avatar only gave the Amrita Kalash. On today is we are telecasting it on Dhanateras. So we will be publishing more episodes on this. Thank you so much, Yukta. Before we wind off, shall we all take a small oath for Ayurveda?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Along with Yukta, I believe all those beautiful fans of you who are following you since 20th century to 21st century, the young, old, and I wish you more fans for what work you're doing now. And let us take an oath today. Okay?
Yes.
It's a very, very simple oath of NPCTM, Neo-Pangeal Center for Traditional Medicine, which is a unit of Gnanavarshini Trust. Okay?
Right.
I am proud of India's varied medical heritage.
I am proud of India's varied medical heritage.
I shall always strive to nurture it.
I shall always strive to nurture and honor it.
Yeah, that is the oath, and I wish all the viewers, you can write all the doubts which are boiling in your mind. What all doubts you have regarding the body, what all doubts you have regarding the government policies. We can keep discussing these topics to create more of awareness, right? And more of knowledge so that we transfer it to the next generation. And thank you so much, Miss World 2000. You are the Miss World 2025. You've been part of it, and may your smile lighten and bring cheers and more health to more people. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.